Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Seema, your host for today's webinar. It gives me immense pleasure welcoming you all to the live webinar on the theme of Role of IT in Futuristic Enterprises Office Scenario. This webinar is hosted by Cyber Media Research in association with HP Inclusive. For the duration of presentation, all participants' line will be in listen-only mode. After the presentation, we will be having a question and answer session. Your feedback is very important for us. Please submit your feedback at the end of the webinar. Now, I would like to hand over the floor to Mr. Prabhuram, Head Industry Intelligence Group, Cyber Media Research, who will share his insight on BeUnstoppable. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out and joining today on this webinar. An introduction to why we are doing this webinar today. This is part of a much bigger initiative called BeUnstoppable, which I'll talk about in a while. So let's look at what's happening in the market as such. So according to various market experts, and this is also true on behalf of Cyber Media Research, what we have seen, the growth forecast for small and medium enterprises is very positive. We are looking at higher tech spending which is coming, and that's primarily because nothing is possible without using IT. IT is integral to everything, and what we are seeing now is IT spending is expected to rise to 6.7% to reach $89 billion this year. The growth is, the spending is continuous across the board, and we are seeing a consistent growth in terms of spending across both enterprise as well as consumers. So higher tech spending is one key trend. The other key trend we are seeing is that the world's largest and fastest growing cities by GDP are in India, and there is a good business growth happening beyond the metros as such. What we are seeing is there is high consumer spending happening in the smaller cities, and infrastructure and industry development is also happening at a much rapid pace in the smaller cities as such. And this, we believe, will bring a lot of new opportunities for growth for small business owners as such. The third trend which we are seeing is the small and medium enterprises. They are the growth engine of India, and as per McKinsey, there are about 49 industry clusters which are considered to be growth hotspots, and they form 77% of the incremental GDP growth of the country as such. So higher tech spending, growth beyond the metros, and SMEs are actually India's growth engine. But there are some challenges which SMEs face, and these are in respect to the lack of right knowledge or access to financial advice, access to skills, access to mentorship, resources, and so on. While large enterprises have the resources, knowledge, and skills to tap these opportunities, however, small business owners do not have the same access as such. So that's where there is a need for a platform that enables this growth engine with the right knowledge, skills, and mentorship, so that they can be unstoppable. So this is where the BeUnstoppable knowledge platform comes in. It's an enablement initiative with everything that you need to enhance your skills, grow your business, or get answers to your queries. This is an online platform that you can join, which contains all the latest knowledge and skill development. This will keep you posted on the latest content as well to cater to your needs. Over the past few months, we have had several webinars like the one which we are having today. We had, and we will continue to have them. Similarly, we have been having road shows under the banner of BeUnstoppable. We have done so far across Delhi, Mumbai, Coimbatore, Cochin, among others, and there are more road shows coming up. And these events have had, visionary business leaders coming on board, sharing their experiences and expertise on how to enable business growth as such, and there are mentors and advisors on various topics to answer any queries you may have related to business and strategy, finance, HR, IT, or any other business function. The BeUnstoppable platform is meant to be a one-stop shop for business owners, functional heads, and the IT community as such. And what you have across this platform is not just text-based articles, but access to videos, case studies, white papers, tutorials, online courses, and so on. So this goes much beyond that as such, and what I would say in the closing is do register on this platform, be a part of this community, and be unstoppable. That's it from my side. Now it's time for today's webinar session, for which I'll hand over the mic to the webinar admin as such. Over to you. Seema?
Thank you, Mr. Ram, for setting up the platform for today's webinar. Now it's an immense pleasure to introduce you to the next speaker, Radhesham Rawat, Category Manager, PC, HP Inclusive, and he will share his insight on the role of IT in futuristic enterprises office scenario.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Radhesham Rawat. So I manage HP Inc. Enterprise Business for desktops. So as Ram covered that we are actually running a program called HP Unstoppable, where we are going to multiple cities, multiple customers, enabling them with the technologies, the devices, with the right setup of things which will help them or enable them to grow their business. So in continuous to that, today we are covering a very good topic, or a very futuristic topic. That is, you must have heard about the Office of the Future. This is a hot trending topic where everybody wants to know about, and they want to invest in the office or the modern workspace. So I will just cover that what should be the characteristics, how you should make your Office of the Future, how it will help you to grow your business, how it will motivate your workforce. So that's all. Like all those things I will cover in my today's webinar. So to continue, so the agenda for today is, first I'll cover like why there is a need of Office of the Future, what is the need behind that. Second, I'll cover the framework with insight, like how your future office should look like. Then I'll cover workforce, means the kind of people you have hired or the people which are working for enterprise organizations. So right device, right places, right space. I'll cover that. Then fourth, we will cover workplace, like moving towards agility, means why you should change your work as well as workplace, work offices as per the current market or industry. Lastly, there will be conclusion or a Q&A session wherein you can ask any questions if you have any doubts related to whatever topics I have covered today. So starting. So like there has been an industrial age in 1980s. If I talk about many of the companies, like manufacturing companies in that age, has run the business and they have ruled the world. So all the big automobile companies or maybe shipping companies. So if you talk about those scenarios, that was an industrial age. Then in 90s, if you talk about for those machines or the processes which we have done, we have made in 1970s, to communicate with them, we have come into an information age. Pro, TCS, from a manufacturing company, they have switched to a technology company where they are making a process or a software which can interact with the machineries or the industry equipments. now, the current today, where we are living. So if you know, today we are living in an experience age, wherein whatever devices we have manufactured, whatever software we have manufactured is already done. But now, whatever new invention or new technologies which we are investing into are actually made to enhance the experience of the customers. So, to enhance the experience of the customer, the workspace or the work styles and the workspace where you are working should be also like that only. Like whatever you are doing, you should also experience that. You should be more connected, more collaborating. So all these are the requirements of a new experience age. This is a slide which shows how a traditional office, if I talk about 5 years earlier, maybe today some offices are like this only, and the middle picture shows what should be the future office look like, or what is the current offices wherein we are living should look like. So if you see the traditional offices, there are seats, desk, people are working and they are sitting together. There are some cabins wherein GM or their VP is sitting. Now, if you see the modern workspace, there is an open culture. Like there is no cabin as such. You have meeting rooms, you have conference rooms, you have sitting area, you have lounge, you have cafeteria. So you are more connected and you are more open to each other. So whenever you talk to each other or you communicate with each other, it should be visible or it should be very open to all. So this is a new office structure wherein it is more lively or more collaborative, wherein you can sit together, you can have meetings, you can discuss more. So when you do meetings more, when you think together, you are more creative. So with this, your engagement, like when you go to market, you get people, when you hire people, so people want to work in a better looking office. They don't want to be more lively. Now you see the younger generation, the Gen Z or the millennials which are coming into your organizations wants a lively office. They don't want to sit on a traditional office 9 to 5 hours job. They don't want to do that. Second, cost. So if you make office more spacious or more lively, your cost of infrastructure goes down. So, third is productivity. So productivity, I told you that when you work together, when you commit more, then your productivity also enhances. And the point is, open space or open office, and your office should be secure, because in earlier scenario, your seat or your desk was particularly dedicated to you. You are using a LAN, but now it's an open culture, so you are using a Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi tend to be more insecure than a LAN. So all these things you have to make sure whenever you are making your office of the future. So these are the characteristics of the office of the future, or the advantages of a office of the future. Like first I covered the workforce, the people which are working for you, mostly millennials or Gen Z. So they want a work-life balance. Like they don't want to work for a 9 to 5 hours kind of a job. So they can work from anywhere. Sometimes they work from office, the home also. So they want a work-life balance. Second is what I talked about, agility. So your workspace should be agile. It should change as per the technology or the things which are changing in the market. You cannot make your office as 10 years earlier and it should be same as today also. Your office or workspace will also change as per the industry, as per the technical transformations which are happening in the market. Third is the meeting rooms or the spaces like huddle rooms or small conference rooms. So they should be more interactive, because when you collaborate, you can think much better. You have seen the people or maybe the startup companies, they are actually using these kind of things. They are working together. They are creating new things. They are thinking beyond something which is traditional. So all these enhances your way of thinking. Fourth is a smarter office. Like when you have a office of the future, then you should have devices which are smart. So you can collaborate, you can do con call, you can do video call. So all those devices which we were using, like local phones or local desktops or laptops, whatever things you were using earlier, should be fine now cope up with the today's technology or today's conference. Like you should have a proper camera or a mic in your laptop or the desktop which you are using in today's scenario. That should whenever you are doing a phone call or a web call, then you do not require a separate mic or a video camera for that. Last is like seamless work, because now, as I told you, the people don't want to sit in office and they don't want to work 9 to 5 and go home. Now scenario is changing. Your office can be your home, or home can also be office. Similarly, you are working from cafeteria, you are traveling, you are working from aeroplane, wherever you are going. So the technology which you are investing, or the software which you are using, the devices which you are procuring for your industry or your company should be mobile, or it should be like it can support your remote login, so that you can work from anywhere. It should not be like your the software or the device which you are using is running only in the office. It should not happen. You can access it from anywhere, so that you can have that kind of a flexibility or a seamless working from anywhere. So, as I told you, work style, workforce is changing. So there are some studies which we have done. As per that workplace, so people think how the technology or the transformation is helping, and why there is a need of changing of technology and the office of the future in contrast to a traditional office. So 77.8% employees say it is very important to have the ability to work from anywhere. Like as I told you earlier, people were coming to office, they were working 9 to 5. Now scenario has changed. People can work from anywhere. It should not be a foundation to come to office for 5 days or 6 days. Now people like Google or Microsoft, they are thinking for a 4 days office culture. It means people will work for 7 days, but they will work from home, or they can work from anywhere. Second, 62% of the users work from more than one location. So this is a study which we have done, that people are working from more than one location. Like they are working from cafeteria, they are working from their home, they are working from anywhere in the airport. So it's not that they are coming to office for the working. 36% of the enterprise are seeing an increase in open workspaces. So now you go to any new office which is, or maybe office also like WeWork. So you see there is an open space culture. They are not making a particular traditional seating arrangement. They are making more open. They are making lounges more. They are putting sofas. Their huddle rooms or meeting rooms are more open. They are using windows of glass panels. Earlier conference room was closed. Now these are all open. 65% of knowledge workers collaborate multiple times a day. As I told you, people think more, they think together, then they create more. So people are collaborating, they are working together more than a normal workday as earlier. Like now you also see you are investing more time of your office time or your working time into meetings, rather than earlier sitting in an office and working your own job. Last, 43% are implementing saving hosting and reducing office space in next 12 months. Like you see, the retail cost, the electricity cost, all are going up. So people are making their office more open, or they are allowing their workforce to work from anywhere, so that their infrastructure costs go down, and they should not come to office as regularly as they were coming earlier. So all these things are because of experience age, because When you experience something, then only you can create. Or if you want to create some new technology or new thing which is not invented as of now, so you have to experience that. So when you work in an open culture, when you work in a lively space or a space where you can think more, when you collaborate with each other, it actually enhances your workforce. It gives your people workforce or your workspace gives your people to think more and more lively. So this is a typical framework where we have mixed, like there are three functions. One is who is working for you, where means the workplace or the office or wherever the place you are working, and what means the work style, what are the jobs they are doing. So if you see, there are particularly these type of users like mobile sales users or executives, office navigators. Then you have cloud native, creative guys or analytics guys. Then you have a power user. Then a frontline or a reception job wherein they are customer facing. So these are the segmentations of the people or the workforce which are currently in the market. And if you see, there are three types of workplace. One is dedicated is the office, a typical office wherein you work, and that place is only meant for working. Then you have a shared or a place wherein you can do meetings or you can do your dedicated work also, like in a sofa or a lounge or even in a cafeteria also. There can be a shared space as well as your personal space or small focus room. Then third is mobile. Mobile means whenever you are traveling, you are going here and there, you are in a plane, you are sitting in a cafeteria. So according to the space, workforce, there is a change of work style or the office styles. So you have to actually divide your office into these three types of segmentation or workplace requirements, wherein you should have a dedicated place wherein people can go think, they can sit in a single room, they can do their, when they have to focus, they can do their job. Then you should have a shared room or a small conference room or a lounge wherein 2-3 people can sit together and they can discuss, but it should be open. Third is the mobile, means you are traveling, you guys are traveling in India, then devices you have given to them should be more mobile. They should have a better battery backup, or the software which you are using should be, they can come from any cloud or they can remotely log in that software. Sorry. So this is also that the same slide is now extended. So mobile trader, we have done the study. They are like the devices which they are using, or the things which they are using for their work. They prefer that design should be better. Like whenever they are using a laptop or a mobile, maybe a desktop also, they want that device should be elegant, because they are moving here and there, they are more traveling. So whatever device they are carrying should be elegant looking. They should be mobile. Performance, because they are mobile, they are not using high-end softwares, or they are not doing the more Excel work. So their performance is not that is not mattering that much. Then you have collaboration, means they do con calls more, so collaboration is important for them. And third is the security in the privacy, because when you are traveling more, then your device should be more secure. When you are accessing a network which is open, or you are using a public Wi-Fi, then your device should be more secure. Similarly, Office Navigator, Cloud Native, Creative Pro, Power User, Frontline Hero. So all these different users have different requirements, and according to their requirements, your work style and the devices which you are buying for them should be different, and they have to handle their requirement as the need and the expectations. So this is the actually main topic or main thing which you have to always remember, that you should always buy a right device for the right users. Means you should know that if you're executive or a sales guy who is traveling more, then what kind of a device you should buy for a sales guy or a executive. If you have a guy who is sitting in an office, he is working on a software or software development or maybe a data analytics, your devices or the seats or the work place which you are designing for him should be like that. And the third is like if you have more the users which communicate more or which actually like your marketing agencies or a PR agency which do a lot of meetings and all that. So your meeting rooms or the conference room should be designed like that they can have more meetings in a single day. So all these things and the devices which you are buying for the users should be appropriately chosen for them. So office of the future is actually, I told you, it's all about collaboration because you are meeting people more, you are working together. So we have segregated this office of the future or the meeting zones into three different categories. One is the focus or a huddle room, wherein you have one or two people or maybe three people interacting with each other or informal meeting wherein they meet with each other and they can discuss personal as well as professional topics. So for those, we have devices. HP is manufacturing devices which supports this focus or a huddle room wherein you will want a laptop with a good screen or a desktop with a good looking screen with a web camera and speaker inbuilt so that they can communicate or interact with each other, and parallelly they can do a collaboration or a con call with the device which they are using. Then we have huddle room or small conference room wherein 4 or 5 people or 6 people can sit together and discuss on social topics. For those, you need a small conference room wherein 4 to 6 people can sit. So, and third is the medium or large conference room where typically you have 6 to 15 people sit together, they discuss, like you have a finance meeting or HR meeting or maybe your review, boss is taking a review. So for those, you need a big conference room. So all those rooms will require a different setup, different real estate investment, different IT investment. So if I talk about the personal computing, so we have devices for different types of setups and different conference rooms. So these are the activity location and like people who work together and who work alone. So as per their requirement, we have segregated this that while doing the top 3 activities which every user does, how much time they spend while collaborating and while they are working alone. So if you see, most of the people or the users like executive, mobile pro, knowledge worker, they are actually using these 3 workspaces like dedicated chat space, mobile for their personal use as well as collaboration also. So it actually talks about how collaboration is important. Like any type of users now in any kind of workspace, maybe a dedicated chat space or a mobile space, they are collaborating more. They are doing con calls, they are doing web calls, they are talking to each other more. So nowadays, in a typical or a normal work environment, your collaboration is becoming very important. So whatever device you are buying or whatever IT devices you are buying or whatever space or office you are designing for your workforce should actually enable or enhance your collaboration. So this is the same slide. We have just expanded the focus room. How should a focus room look like? So focus room, as I told you, it's for 1 or 2 people wherein they can sit alone also. They can, maybe 2 or 3 people can sit and they can discuss their topics or maybe whatever things they want to discuss. So 97% of the workers want access to a private space. Like in today's scenario also, if your boss wants to have one meeting with you or you want to have a one-to-one meeting with your colleagues, so for those you need a focus room wherein you 2 guys can sit and discuss your personal or professional things separately. When you open heart, we tell you that a cafeteria, maybe a sofa or a lounge, wherein you can sit in open and you can discuss your topics. So 93% of the state open office environments needs more huddle spaces. Like now, people want huddle spaces wherein they can sit together, they can discuss. Because in a dedicated space, you cannot sit together and discuss. If you are discussing, it will actually disturb the other people also. So you need an open huddle space wherein you can sit and discuss with each other. Then you have a huddle space or a small meeting room, which I told you, wherein you have 4 to 6 people, area of around 100 square feet. So out of that, 2% are only video enabled as of now. So those meeting rooms should not, or maybe not having the video conferencing facilities. Then you have medium meeting rooms wherein you have 6 to 12 people sitting. They have their space of dedicated seats where they discuss with you. They do a video conferencing or a con call. They discuss on the topic. So 74% of these rooms will have the video conferencing enabled by 2020. So the devices which you are buying for your offices should be video enabled, or they should support a video conferencing, maybe a laptop or a screen you are buying. So because it shows that study shows that now the people want to work more collaboratively, they want to work together, they need more meeting rooms. Earlier, in typical offices, there were you have a 1 or 2 meeting rooms, but now if you see in normal or modern office spaces, there are 10 to 12 meeting spaces, and then also sometimes you feel that you need a more meeting rooms. And third is a boardroom, or last is a boardroom or a large meeting room where you have a more capacity wherein you can discuss your company strategies on all that. So these are the different meeting rooms as per your segmentation or the workforce. If you should design your office as per that only. You should check how is your workforce, how many employees you have which are doing their dedicated work, which are like the employees which talk to each other more frequently, or you need a meeting rooms more. So you should design your office as per that. So focus room. For focus rooms, HP has devices. So you can buy any HP notebook. We have monitors or a screen from 22-inch to 24-inch or 32-inch, wherein you can buy a monitor with web camera, mic, speakers, everything is available with them. So you can interact or collaborate more. Then we have open huddle spaces for those type of rooms. Also, you can buy a HP notebook with a web conferencing facility with a good camera, speaker, mic. Then we have a 55-inch LED with a proper mic arrangement, speaker arrangement. So you can buy HP devices for those kind of huddle spaces. Then for more or bigger or a small meeting room also, we have a HP conferencing device, which we call as HP Elite Slice, where you can do a conference call with your organization, maybe out of your organization. You can do a Skype call with the help of HP Skype enabled device, HP Elite Slice, wherein we can give you a platform for video conferencing or video calls. We have a 55-inch screen, which we can give you with a third-party webcam camera. It's a device which makes your conference room ready for video conferencing. It's actually a parallel solution to your existing Polycom or Cisco solutions, wherein you want like if you go for a Cisco or a Polycom devices, you have to invest more. But when you buy HDI with this kind of scenario, your investment is very less. So you can buy those small meeting rooms. For a big conferencing or a medium conferencing, you can join 2 screens. Now, if you see these kind of office environment also, like we have dual displays We have a HP share board also, wherein you want to draw, or you want to do anything, like you want to make notes of that. So by pen you can design, or you can write down whatever things you have written on the board will be captured by this device, and you can digitally transfer into a PPT, or maybe a text or a PDF file. So large meeting rooms is typically look like this. For those also we have devices. We have large screens. We have HP ShareBoard, which I told you. We have HP Slice conferencing solutions. We have HP notebooks. We have HP desktop. You can buy those devices. The last topic which I want to cover is workspace agility. So this is a new or a thing which is actually every ITDM should learn, because we have done a study wherein it has been found that the people which has implemented in their workspace are more successful. Their performance, their productivity has enhanced. So what is agile workspace? Like I told you, with the digital transformations, if you are changing your meeting rooms or your workspace, so this enhances your productivity, your the workforce or the employees which you have hired will be more productive. How does it work? So it's a flexible work environment. So people can work from anywhere, or they can sit anywhere, they can do their work. So you have to change your office as per that. And the Gen Z or Gen Y, which is the new generation, is actually work. As I told you, they want a work-life balance. They don't want to come to office 9 to 5. They want their office should be more open. They can work from anywhere. So your office should be designed that they should be more collaborative, more flexible. And the last point is to how to become agile. So your strategy and vision should be like that. Whatever you are designing, or the office you are, IT devices you are buying for your offices should be in line with the office or the digital transformation trends and the workforce which you are hiring. As I told you in my earlier slides, that you should segment your employees and the workspaces and the devices as per their requirement. Whenever you are making a IT procurement decision or a infrastructure decision, that should be in line with the workforce which you are having. So this is a study which is done by Gartner, wherein they have made a graph, and they have implemented this, that whatever industries or those organizations which has implemented a agile workspace, their productivity has increased. So if you see success rate with agile development, so for less than 6 months, which have done this is 6%, or which has implemented more is more successful. So as per the industry trends, as per the digital transformations, as per the workforce requirements, your office design, your IT design should be also changing, and it enhances your productivity. And the new requirement or modern requirement of offices is completely different from the earlier requirements. So whenever you are designing a new office, or you are making decisions for your IT equipment, you should do all these studies. And the more collaborative space or more open office culture you will adapt, the more productivity or your workforce will be more productive. They will be more creative. So these are studies which shows that the successful or the productivity of the employees with the agile workspace or modern workspace is better or higher compared to a traditional office. That's all from my side. So now I'm handing over to the moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Rawat, for sharing your thoughtful insight. Now, dear delegates, it's time to take your queries. Please post your queries over the chat and select all panelists from drop-down and send it to us.
Hi, Radhe.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi. So while we wait for questions from the audience, I thought like we could kick off at our end. First of all, that was a very interesting presentation, so really appreciate that. And one key question which is there is about the security as such, and especially in agile workplaces as such, how do we ensure security? So if you could just give some of your perspectives on that, so we could get started as such. Yeah?
Yeah, so very good question from your side. Like agile workspace or open workspace, actually there are pros and cons with every technology. So the more open we are in our work environment, we are more the security risk or the chances of the data leakage is more because you are working in an open space or an open network. So for those, I just want to cover a point that whenever you are making a IT decision, that's why I have said when you buy a IT device for your open workspace, you should know the qualities and the features of those IT devices like laptop, printer, desktop, servers. So when you work in a closed network, then you can implement your firewall, antivirus. But when you work from a cafeteria or open network, you cannot have a firewall. So your end device, the laptop or a desktop or a mobile, whatever you are using, should have security features. So that device or endpoint device should be secure. Maybe the printers which you are using should be also secured enough that the data can be leaked from them, or whenever hackers are trying to hack those devices, you should have inbuilt features in those devices. So here comes HP. Like whenever we manufacture the devices for endpoint users, we enhance or we have those features, security features like BIOS level protection. We have HP WalkWise. We have HP SureView, in which your laptop screen is invisible to the surrounding people. Similarly, for in HP printers, we have a facility of like whenever you print some device, it will not get printed unless you go and touch your RFID or your employee badge. So when you touch your employee badge, then only the print will come. So those kind of features or security features which we have added in our endpoint devices is for protecting these kind of situations wherein you are working in an open space and you are more agile or more like the chances of security attack or your cyber attacks are more. So device, whenever you are buying a device for your endpoints or user or PC, you should know all these features should be inbuilt in your devices.
Right. And one other question, like while when we talk about modern workplace and all that, how do we ensure return on investment and productivity as such, by investing on a modern workplace?
So I covered this in my slides also. Like I told you, because now real estate, the electricity cost and all that is very high. And whenever you are opening an office in a metro, the biggest investment is into real estate. So people now want like whatever employee strength they have. Like if they have 100 people, they don't want their 100 people to come to office and sit for their 9 to 5 hours and work and then go back. Because when they are coming to office, they have to make office for 100 people. They have to make arrangement of maybe water, electricity, everything for 100 people. So when you make an open space or a space where seats are more flexible, there is no fixed seats. So your per seat investment is less. Okay, so when you are making an open space, anybody can come to office, he can sit anywhere. So you don't have to make a dedicated space for every employee. So you are actually saving on real estate. Second thing, when you make your office is small and open, so you have natural light, because in today's scenario, if you see, you are using more natural light. So electricity costs also come down. So these two factors is also return on investment. Okay, when you're investing for a good office, maybe you are investing one time, but in the longer run, or 1 year, 2 years down the line, you will save on real estate as well as your electricity and other ambient things. Third is on the environment, because when you work together, when you meet together, you think together, because whenever one mind works and when two minds work, the result is better in working with two minds. So open space give you a positive energy, bright colors and bright rooms, or maybe the lighter and the sunlight. All these are positive energy, which actually enhances your productivity, overall experience, and your employees feel more motivated than a normal typical office scenario. This is also a return on investment.
Understood. So Ravi, you want to take any other questions which are there on your chat window? I can see a couple of them.
1 second. I'm not able to see any questions. Ritika, if you have?
Yeah, that's one which is...
Okay. 1 second.
Asset inventory purpose. Can you use an asset inventory purpose?
Please let me know how can we use RPA. Ram, can you help me with the question, because I am not able to get RPA, what the gentleman wants to ask.
Yeah. So I can see a couple of them. Like there was one which focuses on inventory. Just checking again. I think there is interest in RPA as such. That was one, RPA in HRM automation. I'm not sure.
Okay. So there is one more question from a gentleman. What would be the approximate cost to connect 6 offices?
Yeah. Would you want to take that offline with him, or?
Maybe, because this is an open thing. Second, there is one more question. If we will provide freedom to work from anywhere to employee in office hours, how we check employee is serious for his or her work at home? Okay. This is also a very subjective question.
Yeah.
Because anyways, productivity and employee check is a company policy. So you can do it whether he is working or not. People can, because when you have given some task to anybody, whether he is working from home or from office also, you will get to know by the results.
Yeah.
How you can, there is one more question. How you can balance security, digitization and collaboration platform for employees? I think we have answered this just now.
Yeah.
That whenever you are digitizing your office, so you have to be sure that whatever devices you are bringing or you are buying for your employees should be secure. So like the security features which I talked about, like we have HP Secure for Sure Stored BIOS, we have HP SureView technology, we have HP noise cancellation software, and we have HP WorkWise. So all these features actually makes our laptop and desktops more secure, along with the collaboration, because when you collaborate with each other, like we have a pop-up camera, like the devices or the laptop or monitors which we are now selling or manufacturing, we give a pop-up camera so that whenever hackers Because generally what happens, people hack your camera and they can switch it on your camera without your knowledge, and they can enter your personal life. So this is also a kind of a breach nowadays people are doing. So for that, we have given a proper camera which you have to physically shut it down, and whenever you want to use it, you have to use it. Otherwise, it will be always in a shutdown mode. So people, if they are hacking your camera, also is not able to use it because that physically is shutting down. So these are the things or the technologies which we are implementing in our laptop or desktop, which are making our devices more collaborative as well as secure also. Any other questions?
So if there are any other questions from the audience, we would welcome that, at this stage. So this is the final call. If there are any other questions, for Radhe, please do, use your chat window and share it with us. I think, Seema, I'd like to hand it over to you now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ram. Thank you, Mr. Rawat. On behalf of HP Inclusive and CMR, I would like to thank all the participants for joining this webinar. We hope it has been a useful time spent with us. Thank you.